Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, lo siento, señorita. I did not see you.
Está bien.
You're a Spanish speaker.
Well, I'm not fluent, but I can definitely hold a conversation. Anyway, I'm looking for Jones potato chips, but I don't see them. I was wondering if you saw them here.
No. No las vendos. Estados Unidos de America.
I know this is America. I moved here from Ohio. And I'm pretty sure I know the country I'm living in.
Well, you won't find those things you speak of here, but I can offer you another brand of potato chips.
¡Mi amigo, Juan!
Chris, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien. ¿Quién es la nueva joven?
I'm Kayla, the new young lady.
You speak Spanish.
Well,
Well,
I'm
she's
not
not
fluent,
fluent,
but I
but
can
she can
definitely
definitely hold
hold
a
a
conversation.
Juan, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll with one fruit by the foot and one Gushers.
What about the regular?
The doctor said I'm eating too much meat, so it's a no-go for the chopped cheese today. I'm getting old, my friend. I can't eat the same way I used to. But there's no way I'm staying away from the bacon. The egg and cheese is just too bland, and you know I only like hot sandwiches.
I'm telling you, life just gets harder, especially as we get older. My friend, you need to eat some more vegetables. I'm making you a salad. No, Nina. You have to get the Utz chips. They're a classic and they're way better for you. And they're cheaper, but I only tell you this.
If Pringles aren't as good, why do people love them so much? And if Utz chips are so good, how come I never hear about them?
You ask a lot of questions, my friend. Some advice while you're in the Big Apple. You don't always have to say what's on your mind. Questions can get you into trouble sometimes.
What do you mean?
There you go, asking questions again. Just take my advice, okay? You don't always need to know the answer to something.
And most people aren't too fond of those who come from out of town. Because if you come from out of town, you have a bit of an attitude, and you ask too many questions, and you're bound to get dragged by your hair.
Chris, don't say that.
I'm just saying.
It's okay, he's telling it to me straight.
See, Juan, she gets it. Stop being so uptight. It's not good for an old man like yourself.
I just don't want someone's mother coming into my shop saying I told their kids they're going to get dragged for asking questions. And I'm not old.
You right.
Thank you.
You not old. You're ancient. But for real, Nina, be careful who you hang around. These kids around here will get you some serious trouble. You have a strong head on your shoulders, my friend. Don't lose that.
Don't scare her off. She just got here. Let her settle in before you lecture her. You don't even know the girl. What is so funny, Nina? Why do you laugh?
That just made me laugh, that's all. Chris, how come the kids here are so bad? Don't they feel bad when they get into trouble?
It's not that they're bad, it's how they're raised and what they're raised around. You understand? In order to be bad, you have to learn to be bad. Same goes for being good. And being bad is all these kids know. It's all they're raised around. And in their mind, it makes them feel free. And if I'm being honest, being good isn't always fun, even if it can be more rewarding throughout life.
Chris, why do you know so much about this? Seems as if you've been through something.
I'm not proud of it, but I've been there. I used to hang around the streets and in the projects, and my dad and his pops were the same way. I was raised around bad examples, so like any human, I learned the wrong way to live and I paid the price for it. But now I can break that cycle with the rest of my family.
That's a positive way to look at life.
Well, I don't know if Juan told you, Layla, but I am the king of positivity.
It's Kayla.
I knew Layla sounded weird. So what's your story?
What do you mean? I don't have a story.
We all have a story, Nina.
Well, nothing really interesting. But I have had my fair share of hanging with the wrong people. I got into quite a bit of trouble back at home. Life got hard because I was easily swayed by a friend who made me change my morals and change who I am. My mom wanted to move here for a fresh start. I was weak-minded back then and not too sure of my worth, I guess. Not knowing who you are is like an invitation for life to completely ruin you, and unfortunately I had to learn that the hard way.
Beautiful story, mi amigo. Almost brought me to tears.
Just because my story wasn't as thrilling as yours doesn't mean it wasn't a good life lesson, Chris. Just because you're like basically 6 feet under doesn't mean you know everything about everyone's life. You know what? Forget I even told you guys.
It was a joke. Relax. But for real, I just wanted you to understand that I know where you're coming from. And don't always take me so serious. I didn't mean to offend you. And one more thing before I leave. Don't ever feel bad about how you came to be who you are, because at the end of the day, we're all different. And that's just the way life is. And don't ever say you're weak-minded, because it's not true. Is my sandwich ready?
It's been sitting on the counter for a while. I was waiting for you to get done telling your life story, Chris. When I was going to give it to you, Kayla started telling hers, and I thought she should speak without distraction. So if there's someone who's bad for someone's health, it's you. So give me my money and get out of here. Thank you. We got to close up shop soon.
Here you go.
You? Oh, be careful talking about death around Chris. His health isn't exactly what it should be.
What do you mean?
Well, why don't you ask him next time you see him? It's not really my place. But as humans, we can say things that are hurtful and not realize it, so just be careful, okay? Okay. You need a bag?
Nah, I'm good. Oh, and thank you.
For what?
You shouldn't ask too many questions. It can get you into trouble.